Well, President Trump is heading to the Peach State next Saturday to try to squeeze out more votes to keep the Senate under Republican control. Fox's Charles Watson has the very latest from Atlanta. Hi, Charles.
Hey, good morning, David. These highly contested Senate races are incredibly important to both Democrats and Republicans, and that is why we're beginning to see President Trump get involved. The president says he is in contact with both Republican Senators David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler and is hoping to give the incumbents a boost when he campaigns for them in Georgia next Saturday. On Friday, in a tweet, the president continued his false claims that the presidential election was rigged against him in Georgia while urging his supporters not to boycott the January 5th runoff elections. Both Democratic candidates Jon Ossoff and Reverend Raphael Warnock are running highly competitive campaigns against their Republican opponents. And with control of the Senate at stake, both parties are picking up their ground game with plans to knock on hundreds of thousands of doors to get out the vote.
But what we have in Georgia is a huge advantage in our ground game. The work that has been done over the last 10 years to register voters and build infrastructure and organizing capacity, volunteer recruitment, we are putting all of that to work.
Well, this will be a presidential level ground game in Georgia. It already is. We will have over 1,000 direct employees doing nothing but making sure we get our vote out. But we've already proven that in Georgia is not turning blue yet.
And Republicans can only hope. President Trump says he plans on holding a campaign-style rally when he campaigns here next Saturday. Details past that are unclear at the moment. David?
Charles in Atlanta. Charles Watson, thank you very much. Pleased for that report.
Hey, you guys, how's it going? It is Food X Bert here with a lot of great other panel members here. Today we've got Jimbo, who is joining us. And then we got John from Be Less Stupid, the channel Be Less Stupid. And then we got Amanda Henn. And then we have Amy, which is kind of one of the people that are helping out with the helping out get people registered for the Georgia up-and-coming election. Let's go out around in a circle, talk about what we do. And yeah, we'll start off with John from Be Less Stupid.
I run a channel on both YouTube and TikTok for liberal politics and, yeah, liberal politics. That's all. I don't want to waste time plugging myself.
Make sure you check out John's channel. And then we got Jimbo, which is a TikTok channel, but also he does YouTube and other stuff. Here he is.
Hey, hi, how are you doing here? Oh, actually, my name is Rictor Riolo, and I'm a political satirist. I'm a comedian, and I go looking for Bigfoot on my spare time.
That's fun. And then we have Amanda Henn.
Hey, everybody. I have a TikTok channel, and it's Nadine is Woke, and a YouTube channel, Amanda Henn. I'm on every social media known to man, and a lot of them I don't know how to get on, but Bert does it.
Well, it's so fun, Amanda, to have you on today. And then we got Amy, and yeah, A Goddess Me is her TikTok channel name. And let's talk about what she's doing and what she's trying to help get the word out for.
Hey guys, I'm Amy, Goddess Me on TikTok, and I am a political activist just trying to promote the Democrats here in Georgia and make people aware of the importance of the Senate election and the runoffs and get people out to vote.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for that. You're the only one here in this group right now that is actually in Georgia, so it's really good to have you here today. And anything new going on in Georgia this past week that you can that you've been seeing on the ground there?
Well, there's some misinformation going out with regard to some of the proposals they were trying to pass for the state election board. They had a meeting last weekend, last Monday, and two of the proposals went through. One was about absentee ballots when we're going to count those. Another one was about how long we're going to leave out the ballot boxes for people to drop ballots off. But the third proposition was to require people to have a valid Georgia driver's license or state ID, as well as a car registered in the state and have paid property taxes on that car. And a lot of people are saying that that went through, but the truth of the matter is that was tabled. Now, tabled doesn't mean dismissed. It doesn't mean they're not going to bring that back, but it means that when they tried to talk about it, there were too many of us on that call and, opposing that. And so they, didn't want to talk about it Monday. So we'll see when they decide to talk about that.
Yeah.
That's insane. There's so many people that don't own a car.
It's a vote. It's a tax. It's a poll tax is what it really turns out to be. And it's also another way to suppress the urban vote, right?
Yeah.
People that are in the inner city, young urban professionals living down in, the Buckhead or Metro Atlanta area. You don't need a car down there. That's what that's what the MARTA's for. So it's just another way to keep people who vote Democrat from voting.
Yeah. No, it's just horrible. I mean, I don't own a car myself.
The Republicans know that if Democrats turn out in the numbers in which they are registered, they lose. And so they will look for any reason, any excuse to figure out a way to deny some people access to the polls. And it happens all over the country, obviously, especially in Georgia. And it's a huge problem that Democrats hopefully will be able to combat if they're able to re-gerrymander or re-proportion votes in districts to get more Democratic congresspeople elected.
Yeah.
I just wish that, a lot of these states that had those gerrymandering ways of doing it, the Supreme Court said that they had to use people that were not in the local legislature. They had to use outside groups to do that, and it got away from that gerrymandering. And, North Carolina had that going on, and was a couple of other states. Maybe it was Wisconsin. And it'd be best if, everybody stopped that gerrymandering. It's crazy.
I mean, the news is saying something about how this kind of purging, kind of unregistering the black voters or any voters in general is illegal within 90 days. But
you don't know if they're doing it or not.
Exactly. And I've seen way worse. I don't trust the news exactly either. I'm not a conspiracy theorist.
No.
But I also think that this is not out of the reach of their doing.
No.
I mean, Governor Kemp, which is your governor, Amy.
I didn't pick him.
Yeah, he only put the state into lockdown for a week and a half. They were the shortest. They're the last ones to join and the first ones to leave the lockdown, which he didn't know that this coronavirus was even transmittable.
He knew.
He knew.
No. He didn't know that it was transmissible without symptoms. He didn't know that people could go out without any symptoms. He didn't know this until April 5th or something like that. I knew this on the 25th of January. I knew everything about the coronavirus that was out at that time because I was in Beijing, China. I know he wasn't in Beijing, China. I would expect him to find out more about this in mid-February, when on the Diamond Princess. He could read about it on the news. Just understand this virus is coming to the USA, especially with the way Trump dealt with it. And it did come, and he didn't even know or research or care to do anything until April 5th. I didn't know that it was transmittable even without symptoms. The guy is either lying or he's really stupid.
He's lying.
Whoa. He cared.
Yeah.
He's so far. Well, he's probably not as far.
He's lying. He
Trump.
knew, and he cared. He cared enough to sell off stock in areas that he knew were going to plummet. He knew enough to buy stock in areas that he knew was going to skyrocket. He knew enough to line his pockets while Georgians died. He knew. He's lying that he didn't know because it makes him look bad. Because who wants to vote for someone who does that?
Well,
and this is the governor we're talking about.
He knew.
This is the governor we're talking about, right, Amy?
Yeah.
You're talking about the governor, not Perdue, right?
But this is Trump's buddy.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about Kemp. But Kemp
Kemp
did the same type of things.
They all did it.
They all did
the same thing.
Kemp and Loeffler all did it. They all made millions and let people in Georgia die. I am in my real life, I'm a director of HR, and I still have to fight employees about wearing a freaking mask. Like, just put on the mask.
Yeah.
But nobody wants to listen, and people keep getting sick. I have an employee whose 8-year-old child died 3 weeks after the schools opened. An 8-year-old healthy child.
And they still don't
But
do
let's
anything.
open the schools. They want me to send my kids into this. My kids have been home since March. Because when I looked at it, the precautions they were taking, they were requesting masks. And their idea of, scheduling extra stuff or whatever out here in Forsyth County was to schedule in 2 extra lunch periods. So no more than 200 children would ever be in the cafeteria at a time. And I'm supposed to feel safe? No, my kids can sit their butts at home. Well, if you...
Amy, can you tell people who are from Georgia, where should they go online to make sure that they are registered to vote? That's the first question. And then the second question is there a cutoff date to check, after which point you may not then register?
Yes. So there's a couple of things, but there's an issue with the first, right? So everyone gets directed to the My Voter page here in Georgia, which you can put in your information and that should populate. It has come out that there is a major issue with the My Voter page, not actually something with regard to the systems between the county election boards and the My Voter page, not listening to each other, not reading the data properly. So just because you don't pull up on the My Voter page doesn't mean you're not registered. If you don't
and what
pull
is
up
My
on the
Voter? Is it myvoter.com? Is it myvoter.georgia?
It's mvp.sos.ga.gov.
Could you say it one more time for people?
mvp.sos.ga.gov. If your information doesn't pull up, you need to call your local county board of elections. You need to let them know that your information didn't pull, and you need to tell them that you need to verify that you're registered. If they verify, I'm sorry, go ahead, Bert.
Oh, it's mvp.sos.ga.gov, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, I'm putting that in the group chat.
Good.
Perfect.
Yeah. People
and is there a date? And
yes.
Is there a date by which you may no longer register? So
December
how much time
7th
do
is
people
the last
have?
day. December 7th.
December 7th.
She just froze.
You can no longer register students. Now, it's also important to understand that if you're 17 right now, but your birthday is on January 4th, you can register to vote. As long as you will be 18 prior to the day of election, you can vote. And the last statistics I saw was that there are about 23,000 17, soon to be 18-year-olds. Well, I was talking about Fulton County. I know Fulton County. So 65,000 is probably statewide.
Over the state.
But I know in Fulton County, it's supposedly 23,000. But if you're going to be 18 by January 4th, you can register right now while you're still 17, and you'll be able to vote.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Amy, I have a question. Being that you're in, my name's Rick.
In Georgia.
Yeah. Amy, for those of us that don't live in Georgia and don't live in states that require runoff elections, can you explain this to the general viewer?
Sure. So basically the way it goes in Georgia is if the people running, if none of the candidates receive 51%, it has to be more than 50%. If none of them receive 51%, then there goes a runoff. Now, with regard to Purdue and Ossoff, it was just the two of them. I think there might have been a third party. So that
there was just two of them.
Yeah, it's just the two of them. But with the Warnock and Loeffler, there was there was a huge, long list. So, we're not as concerned with that just because Warnock still, I believe it was around 34% that he had, even with 20-some people. So, we're pretty confident that Warnock is going to take the seat. The bigger concern would be Jon Ossoff because he is a younger, less experienced person. Purdue has been in this state for a long time and has a lot of pull with a lot of Republicans. But, one of the things that people really need to look at when they're dealing with Ossoff is, yes, he's younger. Yes, he's not as experienced, but he worked with John Lewis, and John Lewis basically, gave him a shout out, was, basically stood up and said, this young man is doing the right thing and going in the right directions, and truly stood behind him. So, that's a pretty heavyweight person to have in your corner. And I
Yeah.
think a lot of people don't know about the personal relationship that Jon Ossoff had with John Lewis. And that's a really important factor for all of us to really weigh in there because, I have tremendous respect for John Lewis, and I couldn't ever see him steering anyone wrong. So if John Lewis believed in him, I'm good with believing in him.
Well, the other
Was
thing
John-
about Raphael Warnock is he's the senior pastor of Ebenezer Baptist Church, and
Yes,
that
ma'am.
is Martin Luther King Church.
And what's so important for the people of Georgia to understand is that if they elect the 2 Democrats running for the Senate, right, that will make an unbelievable difference to the American people over the next 4 years.
Yep.
That ultimately the Democrats will then
Have
control the
control.
Senate because the vice president will cast a vote in anything that is tied, in which case then the Democrats will be able to more easily pass their legislation that will presumably be liberal and perhaps even progressive for
Hopefully.
the American people, right? But
Well, the
it could
first
not
thing
be
we
more
need to pass
important.
is voting rights.
Well, yes, but the first thing is that the people of Georgia must come out and get the 2 Democrats elected to the Senate, so that otherwise Mitch McConnell will continue to control the Senate, and he'll continue to do like he did during the Obama years, which was just obstruct, right? Remember, the first thing he said is we're going to work hard to not get anything that Obama wants passed. Right, that is what he will do.
His number one goal was to make Obama
Right.
a one-term president.
Well, he failed at that.
Yeah, he failed.
Yes, but he is going to obstruct anything that we are interested in seeing passed at the federal level.
Sure.
The people of Georgia must come out in record numbers and put the 2 Democratic the 2 Democratic Senate candidates into the Senate. Most important.
Well, and the biggest thing that people in Georgia need to look at and people overall need to realize is that the presidency is not the most important office.
Correct. Yes.
It has the most right? It's this pretty picture. You live in the White House and you get the Oval Office, but the ultimate power lies within the Senate.
Yeah.
And if the Senate is controlled by Republicans, having a Biden-Harris, in the office isn't going to help any of us because they can't get things done if the Senate is obstructing them at every turn. So if you voted for Biden and Harris, and maybe you were a Republican, right? Maybe you just didn't like Trump. Thank God you had some morals. Not voting for Warnock and Ossoff is just as good as voting for Trump because Loeffler and Perdue are Trump 100%. They say it themselves, right? So they are going to continue the same oppressive, racist, misogynistic stuff, sorry, trying not to cuss, that Trump has gone on with for the last 4 years. So they're just an extension. Trump is not the problem. He was the big sore symptom that we all see, but Trump didn't all of a sudden make all of these racist people exist in this country. He just made them feel safe enough to show their face.
Right.
And at this point, we need to make racists afraid again.
Well,
God,
and it's not that they really like Trump. They just have to kiss up to him because it's his base. If they don't get them out to vote, nobody will ever win.
I don't know that it's even that as much as they like that he hates all the same people they hate. It's more a unified.
What they really
unified
do
through
is
hatred.
they love money.
Yes,
Well-
birds of a feather flock together too.
Yeah,
Don't forget.
it's
Well,
not
but
anything.
there's so many poor Republicans. If it's about money, the majority
I'm talking
of
about the
Republicans
people
should be
that's
voting
running
Democrat.
for Senate and everything. Loeffler and Perdue.
Oh, okay.
It's all
Okay,
about
gotcha.
money.
Because I was
The
like,
people that are in positions of power.
oh, of course, yeah, most definitely.
Because
and
people
but
like
that's
Jimbo
another thing,
don't
too,
have money like that.
That we need to educate people on.
I've got a video to play actually
Well,
for us.
and the
It's,
majority of people who are voting Republican don't get it.
Yeah, no, they don't. It's like black and white. There's good and bad, and there's definitely something wrong with people that are just obsessed with money and they want to invest in, like, take money out of the stock market, put it in the right things, and just worry about themselves when they're running the country. They use their insider information about the coronavirus is actually coming our way. And then they take that information. They're like, sell everything, buy Amazon, buy this stuff, buy the stuff that's like
Well,
Instacart.
now these people that just did the insider trading is not the first ones of them that's ever done it. The Congress, both houses had, they were exempt from any laws about insider trading up until about 5 years ago.
No, that's crazy. I'm going to play this video really fast. It's like a minute or so long, and it's giving details. Mermaid Mama Maggie, she's the one who found this video. It's a great video. I'm going to play it right now.
The results of the 2020 election left both of Georgia's Senate seats up for grabs. Both races will be decided in a January 5th runoff election after none of the 4 candidates received more than 50% of the vote. And the stakes are high. How Georgians vote will ultimately determine the balance of power in the Senate. The two groupings of campaigns are Senator Perdue versus Jon Ossoff.
And retirement is coming for Senator David Perdue.
And Senator Kelly Loeffler versus Reverend Raphael Warnock.
Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, you're not going to take Georgia.
After the November election, Republicans hold 50 seats while Democrats hold 48. This means that Republicans just need to win one of the two races to keep their majority. But if Democrats win both, then the Senate will be split 50-50. This includes 2 independents who tend to vote alongside Democrats. This even split would still tilt the Senate in Democrats' favor, because any tie votes would be broken by Vice President-elect Kamala Harris. Both Perdue and Loeffler have the advantage of running as incumbents. Perdue has 1 term under his belt, while Loeffler was appointed at the end of 2019 when her predecessor resigned. At the same time, Georgia narrowly turned blue in the presidential election and is home to a wave of strong Democratic influence. Warnock and Ossoff are relatively fresh to politics. Ossoff comes from a media background and ran an unsuccessful special election campaign for a House seat in 2017.
This is a moment when all of us should be uniting.
Warnock is in his first run, but brings to the table a church work, activist, and nonprofit background. He would be the first elected Black Democratic senator from the Deep South.
And I'm talking to real Georgians who are struggling with real issues.
The 2 Senate seats will make a massive difference in whether President-elect Biden will be able to pass promised legislation in his first term.
We are already beginning the transition. We're well underway.
It could also make the difference for his cabinet appointments, who will face deep scrutiny from Republicans. So while it may just be one state, all eyes are on Georgia as their runoff elections approach.
It's just so close for comfort. It's like we're literally going to be able to get everything we want if Georgia is able to actually be flipped to us, as the Senate.
Well, you need to worry about that senator from West Virginia, too. He is a Democrat, but he does flip to the Republican side every once in a while. So, it's not as straight. And there are some, Republicans that will come over and join the Democrats at times, too.
Yeah.
Well, but that didn't happen. Well, that might happen in the future when they don't fear the wrath.
They don't feel the wrath
of the
Trump
Cheeto
anymore.
Jesus, right?
Well, but that's not even a cut and dry thing, because he's already, from what I've heard, and I don't know how much of that's true, talking about trying to, running again in 2024.
He's never going to run again.
Oh,
Never going to run again. This is all a scheme. This is all a scheme in order to continue to soak Republican voters for cash.
Money.
He
would never put himself back in a position to lose again. Never in a million.
That's correct. Not in a million years.
Plus, he's going to be in jail.
That's my hope. It'd be so pretty.
He needs the Republican base to think that he was cheated out of a victory, right? In order to keep them fired up, to keep them tuning in to whatever nonsense propaganda show he turns to invest in or to show up on over the next several years, right? He needs them. Look, the most recent thing, he was asking people for money in order to recount the election, and he was taking 50 or 60% of it to pay off the debts from the campaign, right? This is all just a money grab. In order, it's a show, right? It's just
a scam.
A scheme, right? The more Rudy goes to different states, Right. The more Rudy goes to different states and files lawsuits, it just keeps people fired up thinking, oh, the president is getting cheated. This election is stolen. And that's the feeling that he needs to have for himself, right? In order to, because something inside of him is broken, right? We know that. And in order for him to continue to fleece, he needs the base fired up.
And he needs money desperately.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, like, one thing that I was just driving down the street the other day and I heard one guy on a megaphone, kind of like Walter style, yelling, "The election is rigged. It's Trump's election. Trump is the winner." And it was just so funny. I was just driving down the street here in LA and I was like, wow, these people are out of their minds.
Baby, whatever.
They drank the Kool-Aid.
They're still drinking it. They're still drinking the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
His numbers are falling off. I mean, a lot of those people that were real, crazy the next day and 2 or 3 days later, they're all going, yeah, we're tired of this. Everybody's tired of it.
Well, look, 70 million people thought, oh, yeah, we should get the guy who puts children in cages and give that guy another chance, right? We should get the guy who's literally presiding over this 250,000 dead Americans, right? It's very likely that if those people had been alive, right, many of them might have voted for him. He might have killed the people who were going to reelect him, right?
But the ones that voted for him believes that you ought to put illegals in cages.
I know, and that is very unbelievably disappointing.
But, that's just, they think if you come here illegally, you deserve whatever you get. I mean, I've had them to say it to me.
I know. And
if they hadn't have come in here illegally, they wouldn't have taken them from their mother. Well,
here's the thing that I've come to understand.
You're a Christian.
Right. Here's the thing, though, I've come to understand, right? People who believe in God, right? Let's just use abortion as an example, right? If you believe in God, you believe that the information that you have is the word of God, right? You're not going to convince people who think that they have the word of God on their side of the other side, right? And that's just, right? They take it on faith that this is the word of God, and so they now stick to it. There isn't a default, that there isn't a way in which to convince them. You would have to convince them that their God didn't exist, that their entire religious framework was a sham, right? And that is the chance of that happening is zero, right?
Well,
they believe that they have the word of God on their side. And whether or not we believe that they're right or not or wrong, right, it doesn't matter. No amount of convincing will get them to go, oh, you're right. I'm no longer going to trust what I believe is the word of God. I'm now going to trust you or you liberals or whoever other people are who disagree. They think that the word of God, right, there's no higher word than that.
Their pastors have been saying this stuff, like, to them, like, oh, Trump is the man of God. And like the pastor,
well, it's those like TV preachers.
Yeah, the TV preacher in Texas, that one guy that's really famous, that was like saying Biden thinks he's president, and he's laughing, and he's really creepy. I forget the guy's name, but that was a weird one.
$900 million.
He said flying on a normal airplane is not acceptable to him because people are basically demons, he said. Like, he can't be in the same plane as all these random
He has
normal
3
people.
private jets.
Yeah, I believe it. It's crazy.
Paula White
Isn't he the guy?
One of those?
Yeah, wasn't he the guy that said COVID-19?
COVID-19.
Yes, he's the same one. He's the same one.
Blew it away. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same guy.
Yeah, that's how science works. Yes, that's how science works. Go away. Yes, stay away, COVID. Yeah, that's precisely how science works.
I find that there's 3 different groups that, and I've really tried to look at it, that support Trump. One, the people that have a lot of money. They love all the tax breaks and, like Loeffler, she and her husband are worth $900 million, I think. He runs the New York Stock Exchange. She got a new jet that she flies around on because of the tax breaks in buying private jets. You can write it off the first year. So she was able to just write it off. But then you have the church people, the evangelical Christians, that, the only two sins they ever read in the Bible is abortions and homosexuality. They skip the parts about
Neither of which are
being
mentioned.
covetousness and being, being fat and all that kind of stuff, gluttonous they call it, and
wearing clothes made of two different cloth.
Yeah,
Adultery. Let's go with adultery.
Yeah, there's 613 laws. I'm Jewish, I got that down pat, and they leave out all of them but two. As long as they're not in those two groups, it doesn't matter.
They're
But
fine
then
with
the
all of
other
those.
one- Oh,
It's
yeah,
the
they're
ones
fine with all.
it's the ones that are icky to them, right? That
Yeah.
make them. And anyway, sorry.
And the other ones are racist. There's those three groups.
Jimbo
And
has a
some
question.
of them may all be in the same.
Well, Jimbo is a very simple man, and Jimbo thinks that Barack Obama is an extreme leftist. And Jimbo thinks the exact polar opposite has now happened in regards to these extreme Republicans. There's a pendulum. And I can't say if Barack Obama was an extreme leftist. I don't know the answer to that. I voted for him because I believed in his platform, Hope. I was not happy with Bush. Here comes Barack Obama. He gets a nomination. Damn right I'm voting for him. And I did. And then, a lot of things happened in the 8 years Barack was president. Gay marriage. As a gay man, make America gay again.
Mm-hmm.
I was floored. I didn't think that was going to happen in my lifetime. And that's considered extreme left with a lot of these Christian Republicans you're talking about. Now we have a man who's a gaslighter, Donald Trump, who's manipulating Christians. He doesn't give two you-know-whats
He
about
couldn't
Christians.
give two hoots about them.
Right. And he's manipulating them. And they are using him just as much as he's using them.
Yeah.
It's a very sick, sycophant, parasitic
Relationship.
Yes.
Look, they care about only one thing.
Yeah,
Money.
the judges that will stop abortion. That's all
yes.
they care about.
And
They-
when Trump was running for president back in 15/16,
He
they
told
were
him he'd
against
give
him.
it to him.
Lindsey Graham was against him. They were all against him. Now they're all kissing his ass.
Miss Lindsay.
It's just
Look,
most of America is in the middle. Trumpers and Democrats and Republicans. We have three parties going on right now. The Republican Party is totally fractured. Nonetheless, most people are in the middle. Leave me alone, I'll leave you alone. But we have such extreme voices on both sides, and the media broadcasts these voices. And who's the real
Let's
winner?
don't blame the
Advertisers
media.
in cable news. The advertisers. That's who's winning this game, because the media goes on to the next big story. That's a fact. We know this. So the next big story is going to be what we're talking about here.
Look, the liberals do not
Georgia runoffs.
have.
Come January, that's all we're going to hear.
I do not believe that mainstream Democrats or even liberals, there isn't someone on our side who is a radical. There just isn't. And people were very incredibly clear that they did not want Bernie Sanders, right?
Amen.
And I'm not, this isn't, how I felt about Bernie isn't the point, right? But getting 6 million people on Twitter to support you is good, but what it takes to win is 80 million people. 80 million, right? And Bernie didn't come anywhere near that. And on Super Tuesday, Americans in the Democratic Party made their voices heard loud and clear. They said, we want Joe Biden because he is best represents for us the moderate Democratic, moderate liberal ideas that we in the majority of Democrats have. I, as a Democrat, I never heard of the Green New Deal. I literally never had heard about it until Andrea Ocasio-Cortez got elected. right? I'm not me personally, I'm not in favor of whatever those things are. I think that, but what happens is that our opposition holds them up as being the standard bearers of the Democratic Party, and they are not. They are. Andrea has as much power in the House as any of the other. Alexandria, sorry, thank you, has as much power in the House as any other member of the House. However, what the Republicans and the GOP and Fox does is they point to her and they go, she represents all of the Democrats. And they do it on purpose.
The attention.
Of course she does. Yes, absolutely. But the truth is that most Democrats, not all, obviously, but a preponderance, are middle of the road. We want there to be equality. We want there to be equality for everyone. We don't want people who are coming to our country to be put in cages. We want people who are gay to be able to get married. We want you, if you're transgender, to be able to serve in the military, right? We want there to be equality for people, right? And a lot of this stuff that's on the way fringe left, they want to paint us with. And we need to do a better job of letting people know that that isn't our agenda. I don't know if it's going to be effective or not, but it would be useful if we could. But that's a fish to fry after
I agree with you.
Yeah.
And, I think a lot of Republicans, real Republicans, not Trumpers, they're in the middle too. I mean, we had a lot of them vote for Biden.
Yeah. That's why so many Democrats picked him, because they hoped that he would attract the Midwestern, the votes that we needed, right, which is Western Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin, that he would attract enough people who voted for Trump to come back over to the Democrats. And that is precisely what he did, right? That is what people had hoped for, that we would flip the 70,000 votes in between Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania, right? And literally, they did it just by the skin of their teeth, but they did it anyway. Right?
And honey, a lot of Bernie's people voted for Trump.
I'm sure they did. Yeah.
Well, but I think one of the things we need to look at too, though, guys, is what I hear from both of you, as far as talking about Biden and talking about the middle, the centralist type of thing. Mm-hmm. I think some of that is generational. I mean, I know for me as a Gen Xer and the millennials that I am raising and the Gen Zs, we're a lot more progressive. We lean a lot more towards the AOC side. Now, it doesn't mean that we don't support Biden. I voted for Biden, of course I did. But the truth of the matter is, I would have voted for any of those candidates that were blue. I could care less if it was Yang or any of them. It didn't matter. As long as I voted against Trump. Now, I don't have anything against Biden. I think he's a good man. I think he has good values. I think he wants to do good things. But the truth of the matter is, a lot of us, especially those, the 40 and under crowd, we're really, really tired of people that are, past retirement age, old white men being in charge. We're just tired of it. I'm just saying.
Well, I know, but here's the thing, though, Amy.
But you can't have everything for free either.
Exactly.
I don't want everything for free. But I want everyone to have a fair starting place.
I know, but Amy, you have to understand that there's only 6 or 8 or 10 million of the Democratic Party that thinks the way you do, right? That's only 1 in 7 or 8 people. That's not the majority, right?
No, we're not the majority.
I recognize that the party, and not because I'm 52 years old or 53 years old, right? Believe me, I can be as progressive, but I'm also pragmatic, right? And America said, we don't want socialized medicine in our country, but not because we don't want everyone to have health care, but because we recognize that Bernie's plan was not going to be effective, right? We want there to be green. We want there to be changes in car mileage and pollution, emissions and pollution. We want all of that. We also recognize that the United States is only 15% of the problem, and that even if every one of us were to do our very best and get our carbon emissions down to 0, right? 85% of the problem would still exist. Okay?
Yeah, because
And
pollution is coming from China and India, all of
and
those.
Mexico,
Yeah.
and those the environment is a problem that has to be solved at the government level, right?
Yeah.
Governments need to get in line and go, we are going to reduce our carbon emissions across the globe. The fact that liberals go to ordinary Americans and encourage us to spend more money on electric cars, that hurts the pockets of individual Americans who then think that they now have done something to help the environment, right? Only they have not.
You
And
still have
it's
to
cost them
produce
more
the
money.
electricity that makes
Ex-
to power the car, and the car will only go 500 miles.
And what do you do with that lithium battery? And everybody, by the way, that lithium battery lithium comes from two places on Earth, way up in northern Canada and down, I think, it's either Argentina or Brazil.
Chile.
Chile. So then they take that material, right, and they put it on a boat, and it gets turned into a battery. Then that battery probably gets put on another boat, and it goes to Japan, where it gets put in a car. That car then gets on a boat and comes over to the U.S., right? Or it goes to a different country.
And they only last a short period of time.
Exactly. And then what do you do to recycle them? My point is that Democrats because we have a big tent, right? We have an enormous tent. The Republicans only care about 5 or 6 things, right? They run on black people are bad, Mexican people are scary, Muslim people are scary, don't have abortions,
and don't
have
be
guns. Have guns, right? But Democrats, we care about literally, it's
everything.
Like 1,000 things. And we're an enormous circus tent, right? I was at a rally for the Women's March, for the Me Too, right? And suddenly they're talking on the stage about we should support Palestinian women who are under attack in the Middle East. And I just went, whoa, hold on. That's a different event. Right, I didn't sign up for that. I signed up to support women in the workplace, not the fringe group of leftists who I agree with about 70% of the time, right? And now suddenly they're asking me to support the Palestinian women in the Middle East. And I just went, whoa. That's a mistake, right? You got Jews like me who, well, not me, I didn't, and Amanda, who don't go to synagogue, and Amy, right, who I didn't go, many of my friends didn't go to synagogue that morning, and instead they went to that rally. And then we left and we went, that's not us. I'm not interested. That problem over there in Israel is a totally different problem.
And
right?
I'm not a Zionist either.
No, me neither.
And I hate Netanyahu as bad as I hate Trump.
Right, but I also recognize.
I'm not going to support, people that hate me.
Right, exactly. And that the truth is that if the Israelis put down their weapons, the Palestinians would march into the country and push them into the water. If the Palestinians put down their weapons, there would be peace. That is as simple as that. That is the simplest answer to the problems in the Middle East.
Yeah,
right?
Just look at who's.
But my point is that My point is that Democrats have under our tent people at the extreme, right? And that the majority of us are sort of moderate, leaning liberal and progressive, but not far left like Andrea Ocasio-Cortez and some of her other supporters. Alexandria, sorry.
Just
Thank
call her
you. My
AOC.
apologies.
Just call her the squad.
Right. But anyway, I'm sorry for what do you call it? For overtaking all of this. That's my thing.
We agree with it.
I think it's so interesting that we got 3 people that are Jewish in this live stream. I didn't plan this, but that's really interesting. I wanted to tell you guys, you are also Jimbo?
No, I'm just, this is PG, but I'm snipped. So.
Oh.
I'm circumcision.
Circumcision is not a cuss word.
I know, but it's, it's not Disney. You don't see Beauty and the Beast talking about, anyways. But I'm not Jewish.
So anyways, I want to talk about batteries. Actually, Tesla is about to make a battery that can last like 1 million miles. It's crazy what they're doing. That's why their stock price is going up like insane. I know that's a little bit off topic, but you guys were talking about batteries before.
Yeah.
And so this is the future. Like Tesla is finding a way to actually give everybody a battery instead of using gas. And we should have been doing this like 40 years ago, 50 years ago.
But you still have to make electricity. And it's just as nasty.
Cheaper.
No.
Solar panels. It's not. It's way cheaper.
Everybody doesn't have solar panels, honey.
But everybody can.
They will. They can.
They can.
It will happen. It will.
And
like in 20 years from now, if we're very progressive with this, we will have sustainable energy. But if we're not, if we just go, we need gas because it's going to give us more jobs. They took our jobs.
Go for the coal. Go for the coal miners.
We don't need coal anymore.
We don't need it.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying to you that this isn't a problem that I agree that the environment is a huge problem.
I agree.
However, individuals buying electric cars is not going to solve that problem.
No, individuals doing it won't. But if as a whole, as a country, there is a collective effort to go to green fuel, to turn ourselves away from the coal and the fracking and all that stuff and move towards solar and windmills that do not cause cancer.
But how are you going to make the other countries do it?
Look, if your goal is to just get Americans to be less dependent on foreign oil, I'm not against that.
We already are.
And we already are. We get most of our oil from Alaska.
We don't get any of our oil from foreign sources anymore.
But guys,
there you go.
Here's the thing. We have lost our standing in the world because of Trump. Hopefully, the goal, my ultimate goal would be when we have a Democrat in office who is a decent, moral person, who is going to get us back into the Paris Agreement, who is going to go back into and deal with things on a worldwide level. Our influence, but our influence used to mean something. The weight of the United States used to have value. The projections and the goals of the presidents and the way they were leaning and looking used to be influential towards other countries. So if we can get Biden to go in these directions, which I hope and pray with everything that he does.
Well, he has said he's going to rejoin it.
Exactly. And him as a respected president, right? A president that we can value, a president that we understand is going to tell us the truth, whether it's good, bad, or ugly, then we can have an influence on the global working of everyone and having a way to push everyone towards these things. People used to follow the United States' lead, and we haven't led for a long time now.
But a lot in the past, we made them. What you don't understand, you might. I don't want to say you don't. I mean, the United States corporations was the ones that told people what to do. You know, it was what was best for us, not what was best for the world.
But we need to push towards what's best for everyone. And if we can do that, then we can have an influence and we can make it fixing things in America, making us green isn't going to save the climate, isn't going to save the environment. No, because we're not the only people here. But if we can become influential again, if we can be respected, if we can have that weight that the United States used to carry, then hopefully we can be a part of the solution instead of continuing to be a part of the problem.
Well, just like we were the leaders of the pandemic relief, like the pandemic team that would have found us, we would have squashed the pandemic way early on, and it would have hit Thailand, maybe Korea, but it would have been kind of like probably never even reached America, honestly. It might have not even reached any other.
But it wouldn't have gone this badly.
Well, if we got it,
that it was going to hurt his re-election efforts. That's the reason he wanted to deny it.
Well, and truthfully, he hurt himself more by doing that.
Well, of course, but you couldn't tell him then.
Well, you can't tell him anything because he's a narcissist.
There's somebody in here.
We've got a special guest that's also on TikTok. He used to work with the Obama campaign before. We got Fat Sam. Great to have you.
Welcome.
Hey, darling.
Would you like to tell us what you?
He's not fat either.
No, he's in LA. He's in LA with me and
Nobody
John.
in LA is fat, darling.
Yeah. Hey, thanks everyone. This is terrific. Yeah, I worked in. I started the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau under the Obama administration, and so I am adamantly, or I should say, I'm very much a consumer advocate. So in the way of consumer financial matters and so on and so forth, but I'll be quiet and listen. You guys, you can ask me any questions you want. I'm out here in Malibu and just kind of hanging out. And,
haven't you been on TV?
I have a little bit, yeah.
I've seen you. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I'm an old, not only am I an actress, I worked many years in the financial market. So I have some.
It's kind of fun. It's kind of fun. We got 4 people that are regularly on, or were at least regularly on TV, or still on TV. I mean, we got Amanda Henn. Jimbo has been on TV and probably is going to go back to TV eventually. I don't know. We got John, who has worked for the Penn and Teller show, plus many other shows in Hollywood. And then I don't know what Fat Sam has done, but it's just so fun. We got all you guys on here today. I didn't plan this really. Like,
yes, you did so 3 reviews and on television.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Cool.
I have a question, guys. Do you think one of the problems that we're facing right now is the repercussions of no journalistic integrity in regards to cable news broadcasting?
I just don't want to blame the media.
I don't blame the media.
Started with Trump, I don't want to fall into that. Well,
Fox News is different.
You don't think they are part of the problem?
Fox News is entertainment.
It's a propaganda machine.
Yeah, but people like Jimbo, they watch the Fox News. Oh,
well, we can't help because there's stupid people in the world.
Yeah, no, definitely. I was gonna also talk about, what do you guys think about the baby seat that Trump was given? I don't know who gave him that baby seat.
I love it so much. It fits his little
I think
hands.
that's up there just trying to screw him up. I think there's people that work in that administration to go, what can we do next to make him look like an idiot?
Look,
man,
the truth is Obama, your friend here in the lower left, Fat Sam, I don't know your real name, I'm sorry, but he'll tell you that is, and that desk is intentionally small. Obama sat at it as well. It's meant to be small so that the
president
senators and Congress, and that enough people can then stand around it
when he
so that when they sign bills, in order to now they're close to the thing and they're now close to the president, and it gives everyone an opportunity to be in close.
Yeah.
It wasn't a prop meant to make Trump look ridiculous, although it's delightful that it made him look ridiculous. That part is fun, but it's not a special tiny desk.
I have a pen somewhere where I was given when I was there, where one of the presidents signed a bill. They use about 50 pens to sign their name.
So I like that last statement. Actually, that's actually really cool, because in the administration, what you could do is you could Google what desk that happened on, and
what bill was signed where.
And you would probably determine, based on what desk that was, how many different, or what was symbolic about choosing that desk.
But he wasn't signing anything.
He was just sitting there.
Well,
looking like he needed a tea party.
Right, exactly. But I think if you, I didn't see it, so I don't know. But
it's a little bitty one.
If you Googled what desk did Donald Trump say this
I'm going to do it right now.
It would probably give you an indication as to what symbolism he was trying to send. But I didn't see it, so I don't know.
I still think there's somebody working there that's just trying to make him look stupid.
It doesn't take much.
Well,
It really,
they got,
you just let him talk. He's pretty
well,
good at
they
making
have,
himself look stupid.
They have so many people that make too many mistakes. Like, I mean, going to the Four Seasons Hotel. I mean, it wasn't a hotel; it was a landscaping company. Who does that mistake? I've never even
Well, how
seen
about
that.
the rally in Oklahoma City?
Thanks
What happened
to
there?
TikTok. Yes.
You know, that's where all the kids got all the tickets,
Yeah.
and there wasn't anybody. There was only 600 people there.
And that's because
Yeah,
that's why Donald Trump's after TikTok. That was exactly why. He wanted to get rid of TikTok.
But who would not know that?
If you take away the kids' TikTok, they're gonna buy all your tickets for your arena and then not go. That's what's gonna happen.
I can't help but wonder if
it was
Kelly.
not a desk, and it is not the desk that is used to sign bills. This thing he was sitting at, it says it's really used for TV dinners and residents.
Oh wow, that's funny.
So it was his TV tray.
It was a TV tray.
Oh,
It's a TV tray.
that's interesting.
He needed a hungry man meal.
That's really.
It would have looked really little on that. No, it would have looked big on that little desk.
It would have looked big on that little table.
So Trump has not actually conceded yet, right?
Oh, he's not ever going
He's never
to.
going to concede.
Check this out,
But
you
he's
guys.
gonna-
I want you to see what I'm seeing right now. I don't know where you guys are at, but I'm on
a Martian.
I'm on the
You
West
look like
Coast.
a Martian. Where are you?
Look at this moon.
Oh,
That's
that's
beautiful.
gorgeous.
I'm in Georgia.
That's
It's
nice.
raining. It's just icky outside.
I'm in
on
Santa
the-
Monica.
It says that he could
Yeah,
barely
you have
get
the
his
mo-
legs under.
Ooh.
He's in the boo, baby.
I'm in Orange County, so I'm not far from you, John, or Fat Sam. So we're all close. I'm
Right.
close to Laguna Beach, but I'm not on the beach.
Do you think by chance, guys, that Kellyanne Conway has been kind of like a little bit of a double agent? That's where her husband is and all this stuff that's going to be going on.
Kellyanne is just about what she's going to do after this is over.
I personally like her daughter. Have you guys watched Claudia?
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure she's all she's cracked up to be either.
Yeah, I mean, she's
I like her
having
a
the
little
COVID parties, though.
Yeah,
she's
I
not
think
really.
she.
Oh, yeah.
I think
Well-
she's just a spoiled brat. I'd beat
But
the
she
devil
does-
out of her.
She is going to American Idol, and they are probably going to give her some spot on American Idol because
She
Fox really
auditioned.
can use the ratings. They can use the ratings. If they have some star that's got like 3 million followers on TikTok, it doesn't hurt the ratings for
doesn't hurt.
Fox.
Let's just hope to God she can sing, or she's going to be one of those that that they used to have that was the worst singers in the world.
Yeah.
I'm
We'll
sure.
find out.
I'm sure she can sing okay. But yeah, like I've been seeing some pop-up Trump protests, like saying how Trump has the election stolen, and I've been seeing them pop up here and there, and like even now they're still trying to sell the Trump merchandise on the street. Like I still see
they're
them
trying to, but
make money.
I'm in hard red country right now. There's none of that going on here.
They never had the merchandise there, or they
Oh
just
yeah,
don't
they
have any
had
more
that,
left?
but honey, there's none of. They're done with it here.
Well,
That's
they're not
good.
done here in Georgia.
Well, but
Unfortunately.
y'all are
yeah.
having an election.
Yeah. So but
The
Trump
rest
is
of the
done.
world is over it.
I just
They
bought
still
a.
got the Trump signs flying.
I just bought a Trump T-shirt to use for my Jimbo character on eBay
Oh,
for $9.
God.
It's discounted.
That's
Yeah,
nice.
free shipping, $9. Trump pants 2020. So yeah,
That's hilarious.
I gotta
Hey,
change
I
it
hope
up.
you made a donation to somebody else to offset that.
Oh, John has got something to say. Yeah.
No, I just wanted to say that it's now. I got to get going. I've been.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
Thank
So-
you, John. It was good
Thank
to
you.
meet
thank
We
you.
appreciate you. It was
Thank
nice
you
to
all
meet
very
you.
much. It was
John,
nice to
thank
see-
you for joining us. Make sure you check out John's channel called Be Less Stupid. It is right in the description down below.
And
Be
thank you for
less-
letting us
definitely check that
stream
out.
through yours.
Yeah.
Thank
We'll
you,
see you later, John. See you maybe next week or the week after or whenever you
Yeah,
can come on.
I'm not hiding anymore. Cool. Yeah, Hanukkah,
about-
exactly.
Hanukkah. I need a Hanukkah present.
Hanukkah's coming.
And I'm going to be going to Albania in a couple days from here in LA. Going to go to Albania because the coronavirus is not as much. Yeah, I do my food channel, my food expert channel, and I actually focus on like traveling and food and adventure and try to focus on the fun things. But Trump is so bad. He made me come off of that to make a brand new channel to focus on politics and start these live streams. So
good.
Yeah, it's
we
really
have to do more than just bitch on Facebook and fight strangers. We have to be a voice. Exactly.
Yeah, and that's why we've got like oh wait, Sam went somewhere. What happened? I don't know what happened.
Community guidelines. He got booted. Oh.
No, they don't do that on this program.
Hey, Bert, have you ever seen that minister from Oklahoma? It's something C Radio is his handle. He's a real progressive Christian minister. Have you seen him on TikTok?
Oh, you mean the guy that's he's
not the real young one. This one has a baseball cap on.
Okay.
He drives a big truck and everything, but he says, I'm a evangelical Christian that voted for Biden.
Yeah.
And I've been talking to him about, instead of my friend coming on, I'd like to interview him.
Yeah.
He's got like 100,000 followers.
Oh, that's great. That's amazing. Yeah, no, we can definitely do something like that for sure. I'm that's why I'm saying like we are all open to make a live stream to be the host, because I don't have to be the host. I'm not like
But we love it when you are.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really the best host.
You're a good wrangler of all these personalities.
And Maggie is great.
Nice. Yeah. No, definitely. Maggie's awesome.
She is so organized, and she does those beautiful trailers.
Well, that's what I want. I want everybody to just bring in their own style and show off that like how they would host a show like this. And
well, I don't know how to make them little hickey jiggets like she does.
Hickey jiggets.
So, anyways, I hope that Sam
do the other stuff.
Oh, you kill me, Amanda.
I hope that Sam comes back on. I don't know what happened to him.
Because
he was so
that
fun.
department in the Obama administration, Elizabeth Warren ran that department after they got it going, but the Senate would not confirm her for that role, and that's when she left and ran for the Senate in Massachusetts.
Yeah. So we can start wrapping it up and everything, but I just want to also thank you guys for coming on, and I mean it's just really fun to do more streams, and we're probably going to have another stream pretty soon again too. I mean, we have got like 40 people now in kind of this group of TikTokers, so it's just like really amazing, and it's great to have you for the first time, Jimbo. But I know your name's not Jimbo; it's just what you have right there.
It's Rictor Riolo. Thank you. I just put Jimbo.
Rictor Riolo, yeah.
And you,
Rictor, you've been on like TV, kind of like for Bigfoot like reality shows, correct?
I was on a reality show, the $10 million.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, didn't find Bigfoot.
Now you really don't believe in Bigfoot,
tell you,
right?
There's something out there. Okay,
Lord.
Require facts. Is there something out there that the Native Americans have been talking about for centuries in all the different tribes across the entire Pacific Northwest? The answer is yes, because all those tribes have different languages, and they all talk about the same exact thing. The question is, what is it?
They were eating them mushrooms too.
Yeah, well, and you could say the Native Americans were all smoking peyote. That's not true.
I'm just teasing.
Oh, I know. And do all Trumpers look like this? Well, yeah.
Mostly. Pretty
much. Bad argument. Bad argument. Bad analogy.
Bad argument.
But I do.
You opened yourself up for it.
Of course, I do think there's something out there. I mean,
and all of us Jews are rich. That's the other one.
I wish I knew where we kept all that Jewish money at.
I know. I've been looking for my bank account.
I mean,
we've got all these different fictional / possibly real characters that are in like, there's the Yeti that's in Tibet, like South Tibet with the Himalaya mountains. And then there's the Mongolian snake.
Barbecue.
Yeah, it's like the Mongolian worm, basically, that goes in the underground, and like it's. So I mean, there's a lot of different things that people have seen. So I mean, I'm not saying that it's real or fake. It very well could be real, just like aliens are most likely real. They're more.
Well, aliens are real. I believe that.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Bert, here's the official scorecard. I'm Jimbo.
Scorecard.
Scorecard. The official scorecard is this: UFOs 1, Bigfoot 0. Only because the Pentagon has now released footage of unidentified aerial phenomenon, which is the new term for UFOs. That's the scorecard right now. So
But
Bigfoot might not be real.
That was stuff that we were flying, and they're not going to tell anybody.
No, because Senator Harry Reid has said there's a lot more out there that we don't know about that he's not privy to reveal just yet.
And he's in Area 51.
So, I don't think we would have our own Navy fighter jets chasing after our own material in the air, especially something that can travel that fast, break supersonic speeds, and have no inertia. No inertia damage a person's body. But anyways, that's the scorecard. So Bigfoot might
I got
be real.
enough trouble with these people here. I sure don't want to be dealing with aliens.
They don't want to come here yet. We're too far behind.
Yeah.
They're like, why would we want to go there? They're crazy.
They can come down and be like, take us to your leader. Be like, wait, give us 53 more days. Okay, just wait. Not yet.
Don't judge us by this one.
It's not our fault. I didn't vote for him.
So anyways, you guys, we're going to start wrapping it up. So anyways, let's go around in a circle. Amy, let's talk about what you do on TikTok, and then we'll go down to Amanda, and then we'll go to Jimbo. Rictor.
All right. So I'm Amy, a goddess me on TikTok, and I'm a political activist here in Georgia trying to get people registered up until the December 7th cutoff date and trying to get out the vote for people to go vote for the runoffs to help us take control of the Senate and make sure that Biden and Harris have a cooperative Senate to help them get the different bills and relief that we need through to get done. So I'm just here on the ground in Georgia trying to let people know what's going on and help as much as I can.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Amy, for joining us. And then Amanda Henn.
Hey, I'm Amanda Henn. I am, on TikTok, every social media under the sun. You can find me as Nadine is Woke or Amanda Henn. But I am political. But the most thing that I am is I stand up for anyone that needs support. I'm a very big advocate for gay issues, LGBTQ plus, I'm for anyone that needs my help. And I would be that same way for low income people in Appalachia. It doesn't matter who they are or where they are. Anyone that doesn't have the same or didn't have the same ways of getting out of small towns and, have our full potential seen by the world. I want to help them.
Oh, that's great. Thank you so much,
Mm-hmm,
Amanda.
thank you.
And then we got Jimbo. Jimbo is back for another appearance.
Honey, people are going to take you as serious.
Yeah, but then I take off the teeth and say, we did it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like Walter Masterson's sign, that he has a Trump sign that turns around that's Biden.
Yeah. So, I like to make fun of the political atmosphere that we're in right now. And, it's not over yet. We've got January, and that's going to be the huge focus of all of our attention to get people out there to vote because it's the election part 2 coming up in just 2 months.
Yeah, anyways, it's awesome to have you, Jimbo. I really like your TikTok videos. They make me laugh. I love your newest one where you're driving. Jimbo's driving, and then he's going to the parade or something.
Yeah,
he thinks it's a Trump rally, but
he winds up in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade. Oh, it's a big turkey. But you know what? The next video I'm going to be working on is the Trump train. Choo-choo!
That's great. Trump train. That's awesome. That's great.
How dare I make fun of these people?
It's so sad. Well, anyways, my name is Bert. I come from the channel Food Expert, and I've been doing YouTube for about 2 years now. And I just started doing political stuff only this year because of Trump, and he made me feel like I had to do that. So yeah, anyways, check out my YouTube channel. It's called Food X Bert, and I travel around the world. Next week I go to Armenia. No, not Armenia, sorry. I go to Albania. Yeah, I go to Albania for like maybe a couple months. Go to Albania and Bulgaria and Kosovo and Serbia and all those
Isn't that
different
where
Eastern Europe
Dracula
countries.
is?
That's in
Bulgaria?
Romania. But yeah, I will go to Armenia though. Also, I love Armenia and I've got friends there. So yeah,
Hey, we need to meet in Croatia at the beach house.
Oh yeah, Maggie's Beach House. That would be fun.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
Miss Mermaid's got a beach house.
Yeah.
Must be nice.
It would be fun. Well, Croatia's really a beautiful country, and then
it's like
all
the
those
French
countries.
Riviera now.
Honestly, you guys, Bosnia. I mean, would you ever think Bosnia was a beautiful place? It's gorgeous. You can drink the water there. The water tastes so pure and good. Their food is amazing. I mean, Bosnia is a great place to go. The water is blue in the rivers, and it's just
Wasn't
got
that
the
part
best.
of Yugoslavia?
Yeah, Bosnia, Serbia,
Herzegovina.
Also Croatia, Kosovo, and also Montenegro and Macedonia.
Montenegro.
This is all one country before we called Yugoslavia, and that was up until 1980 something. Like even the 90s, it was kind of splitting up, and so then they ended up, it was it's just complicated. It was basically the same size as Poland. Then they split up into a whole bunch of different countries. That's why you have like Bosnia, Montenegro, Macedonia, and all these different places that were originally provinces that did speak a different dialect, but then they ended up, creating different countries. And
my bunch is from Poland.
Oh yeah, your area, your family heritage is from Poland.
Yeah.
I gotta go to Poland.
And Lithuania.
Oh yeah, I also got that. Yeah, Lithuania is a small country in north of Poland, and it's just really a beautiful place next to the sea. And I can't wait to go there.
I've got this thing about it. I'm scared of them. They killed everybody that was related to me there.
Oh yeah.
Likewise, not a real fan.
Not a real fan.
Not a fan.
Yeah. Anyways, see you guys on the next video or the next live stream. I'm gonna play a video of
Bert.
John.
Thank you for
I love
everything.
you too, Amanda. And you guys, we can stay on later. It's just we're gonna turn this off and we can stick around and talk. I'm going to play this last video of Georgia Senate with Jon Ossoff. And yeah, just stick around. We can talk at the end of this.
We have to come together to overcome this. Even before this pandemic, people who were suffering, 1 in 3 children in rural Georgia living in poverty, 9 rural hospitals closing in 10 years, a state government that refused to expand Medicaid and make sure that everybody can afford health care, a lack of access to dignified work that pays a living wage. We can solve all these problems. We can make equal justice under the law regardless of race and regardless of class a reality in America. We can defend voting rights for all people in America. We have good work to do. I'm excited to do it with you. Are y'all excited to do it with me? We should, if y'all are wondering what is that we've been feeling these last few days, it's hope.